What if all that's left for my great-great-grandchildren is an ocean full of plastic? What if the air is so toxic that my great-great-grandchildren cannot take a breath of fresh air?
Now we're joined by Carey Missler and Bob Purdy, a couple of water-going gentlemen. How long have you been paddling now?
Well, I started paddling January 1st, 2011. So as of today, 1,438 days. Not that I'm counting.
Every single day?
Every single day. I've not missed a day.
What was the worst day so far, like for weather-wise?
Cold-wise, minus 28. My feet actually stuck to the board that day. I nearly bonked my nose getting off the board. My feet stuck to the board. Heat-wise, probably in the mid-40s. So, and I've had everything in between.
And not just on Okanagan Lake?
No, I've traveled a little bit. I'm also the founder of World Paddle for the Planet Day. So we had our second one of those in Florida. I was there for a month. We paddled on Lake Powell. I did a 24-hour paddle for that one. And as part of the movie, I was up in the Great Bear Rainforest back in August, and I've traveled quite a bit in BC.
So, Carey, you've had a chance to go along on some of these adventures.
Yeah, I met Bob when I produced the Canadian Surfer movie a couple years ago, and I thought of doing another project with Bob, and we've been filming for the last year.
What inspired you to do the actual paddler movie, though, to actually highlight what he does?
You know, honestly, I just woke up and thought of it, and then I just emailed him, or I can't even remember, Facebook or something. I was in Mexico, and I woke up, I thought about it, said, "Okay, I got to do it."
I knew he was serious when he called me at 5 in the morning to talk to me about this project. So
5 in the morning phone calls for sure.
Oh, you were just getting up to go paddling anyway, right?
Pretty much.
So the movie, though, so far.
We did a Kickstarter campaign, and it was successful, and that finished just about 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. So we've been editing for the last 2 months, and wrapping up actually in the next couple weeks. We're doing all the voiceovers and stuff actually tomorrow. So
where do you guys do all that stuff?
We're actually the Film Factory and Music City Studios.
It's pretty cool how much Kelowna's kind of changing. Like, you know, we have had what's the movie, Go With Me, with some big movie stars here, and we actually have some really good production crew here.
It's awesome. I brought a nice crew with us to Tofino, and Bob's seen us in good stuff and bad stuff.
What kind of bad stuff? Let's go there.
We don't have to talk about that.
But
looking at some of the footage, like some of that stuff in Tofino, I've never really seen the stand-up paddleboarding in big waves like that. Is that a common thing, or
is it called surfing?
It's kind of surfing at that point.
Yeah, that's the roots of the sport. It's an interesting sport. It was rebirthed 15 or 16 or 17 years ago now by Laird Hamilton. But it has ancient roots. If you go back in history in Egypt and Africa and places like that, there's been stand-up paddlers around forever. But its roots are generally recognized as being from Hawaii, which means surf. And the really cool thing about the sport is you can surf it, you can flat water paddle, you can go down a river. I've paddled down rivers up to grade 3 whitewater. You can race. There's all these different things you can do with a stand-up paddleboard. It's really cool.
So with what you're actually doing with your paddling infinity days, like when are you going to end, and what's the whole purpose?
Well, my goal was 1,000 days, and I hit that last September. And the whole...
He could have stopped then.
Yeah, no, not that bright.
1 million days.
It was interesting, and the reason I started the whole deal, I made a commitment to myself many years ago to send a healthy and vibrant planet into the future. And we have some work to do in that department, and this is one of the ways, Paddle for the Planet, that I thought, maybe we can have a global impact. And it's all about changing the way we live on the planet. That's the message, and very simply, it's just changing the way we live on the planet.
When are you launching it, and where are you planning on getting the movie out to?
Well, we're launching it at the end of January. We're going to have our first premiere for it in Kelowna at the Kelowna Community Theater. And then after that, it's already been approached from a few different companies for distribution. Because my last movie, The Canadian Surfer, received worldwide distribution, so kind of dealing with the same companies I'm already working with. But we really just want to get out what we shot and what the people said and what we filmed. And I mean, we filmed some amazing footage, a lot of aerial footage, a lot of great interviews. We got to interview Roy Henry Vickers, famous Canadian artist, John Ford from the Tofino Whale Center, and a few others. We actually had Bruce Cook, who was recently paralyzed. He's a friend of mine, and we were filming with him, and we got him up wake surfing behind the boat just a couple months ago. It was just an amazing thing to see, and it's all in the film, so it's pretty cool.
You mentioned the aerial footage. What's that like with the little thing buzzing around you while you're out there? You notice it?
It's awesome.
It's pretty cool. When we filmed in Tofino, the day we did Catherine's interview in particular, it was blowing like crazy. And to watch that thing being piloted and how close he can get, and without actually hitting you, the skill level is just incredible. They're a pretty cool machine, and the footage you get from those perspectives is just incredible.
It's like one of those drones, like they're about like this big, and they just fly them right in there.
I actually crashed one a few weeks ago.
You're gonna hit that on camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it at the very end of the film. Actually, I crashed it, and there goes thousands of dollars right there.
New fundraiser.
New Kickstarter for the drone.
If you want to support the drone.
Yeah, we need a new drone.
So purpose-wise, again, and you want to change the way people live on the planet, but it's not telling people to go and paddle every day for the rest of your life. Like, what kinds of changes do you hope people make from watching this movie?
That's a pretty broad statement, changing the way we live on the planet. I encourage people to follow their discontent, if you will, because that's where your passion lies. Find something that you're very passionate about, and then get out there and support it in some way, shape, or form. Volunteer, donate, become active. Become an activist.
Use paper, not plastic. Right?
Use paper, not plastic, yes, or glass.
Reusable, and those coffee machines or those little things, just that alone, if you can get those reusable ones, or when you go to Starbucks or coffee, bring your mug, little things help too.
I do a lot of public speaking, and that's probably the number one subject that I talk about is single-use products and their effect on the planet, which is not good.
Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Can't really reach you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, pound it. All right, so for people that want to see your guys' stuff, your movie, and you have a website.
Yeah, we'll be doing lots of marketing on news and whatnot.
You guys have a Facebook page, a website.
The Paddler movie on Facebook, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, you guys.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations on the new show.
Thank you.
Yes.
First guest.
Woo! Awesome.
What? Local filmmakers, support your local filmmakers.
Here's the goose head.
To help someone is to do something for someone that they're not able to do themselves. And enabling is doing something for someone that they could and should be doing themselves.